Taurus, how's it going? Welcome to your reading. Ignore my tea. I love tea. Okay, so this is going to be your reading. If it fits for you, then fantastic. If it doesn't, please check out a different reading, whether it be from me or somebody else. This is not going to resonate with everybody. Okay, you have the Nine of Swords fly out, so we'll get to that in a minute. This is not going to resonate with everybody. However, if it does resonate with you, then fantastic. Energy is fluid. I'm sorry, I'm very distracted by this card. You guys, I'll get to that. Energy is fluid, okay? So if it resonates for you, great. If some do, some don't, like some messages do, some don't, then that's fine too. Just take what you need. If it doesn't resonate for you, please check out a different one, like I said. I think I already said that. Anyway, this energy is distracting. You guys, and that's exactly the energy you guys are in. It's like you're trying to focus on something, but you're distracted. So I want to see what you're so distracted about. Hercules could be significant as well. I fucking love Hercules. It's one of my favorite movies of all time. Because this deck is the Mythic Tarot, which is Greek mythology. And this sword, the Nine of Swords, if you see, these are... I forget their names. They're like the three sisters of fate or something. I don't know their exact name, but that's what they are. Anyway, they watch your entire life, and they control fate, quote unquote, or destiny in Greek mythology. So, in the story of Hercules, I'm going to talk while I pull cards. They try to kill him, and they can only kill mortals. Okay, so when he becomes a god by saving his love interest from Hades, which would be Meg, they try to kill him and can't. But that's interesting that that's pumping up. So maybe you feel like people are trying to cause your downfall, or you just feel like the world is against you, or you feel like... Jeez. Yeah, you feel like there's a lot happening in your energy right now. Damn. You have the Nine of Swords... You have the Empress, the Hierophant, the Five of Swords, and the Ten of Swords. Oh my god. Alright. And the Eight of Swords on the bottom. Damn. Okay, so I'm going to actually just put that aside as an extra message, because now I'm going to pull for the past and future before I pull clarifiers. But you guys are going through some heavy energy right now. The complete opposite of the Aries reading that I just did right before this. That's why I love tarot, because you can tell how specific these messages are, because each reading is so different, like so different and so specific. I just love it. Oh, okay, you guys are getting 4 cards for the past and present, I guess, because that's what came out. Wow. Man, you got some heavy energy. Man, okay, well, it looks like in the past oh man, whoever you were connecting with in the past, you felt like it was very burdensome to communicate. Like, whether you guys had communication issues, or it's just every time you communicated with this person, it didn't go well, or you felt like there was such an expectation for communication, and you felt like you couldn't meet it. Whether that be you literally couldn't because of external factors, like you couldn't talk to this person because of X, Y, and Z, or you felt like this person was always expecting you to communicate about things, and you may not be a good communicator, at least in the past. So that was obviously very burdensome if someone's trying to talk to you all the time and communicate about issues, but you don't know how to do that. Damn. Okay, so... Sorry, I'm recovering from a back injury, so I gotta kind of move around a little bit. Let's pull your clarifiers for present energy as I talk about the past, but... Whoever you were connecting with, it wasn't just the two of you involved in this situation. It looks like there was a good amount of people involved in this connection, and not in a good way. It seemed like there was, at least on each of you had at least 2 or 3 people that you would confide in about this connection, but Yeah, as I'm saying that, the Nine of Pentacles pops out. You would only tell these people what made you look good or what made you seem like the victim in the situation. Both of you were doing that. So when you drag other people into a connection, and I'm not saying just you, I'm saying you and the person you were dealing with, when you drag other people into your connection, it muddies the water like crazy. That's like taking a crystal clear pond that's beautiful and throwing a bunch of bullshit into it. And then it takes a long time to clear a pond once it's been muddied. You know what I mean? I'll flip that back over. But whoever you were dealing with, you two are in very different energies. They wanted something... Can I help you? So you may be getting notifications. Maybe, actually, now that I'm thinking about it and seeing it, presently, you may be getting notifications on your phone and hoping it's this person. So, you... Like we were just talking about, in the past, you guys did not communicate well. And I think it got to the point, especially with the tower there, where you guys stopped communicating. That was it. You stopped communicating. Yeah. Your central energy is the Nine of Swords with the Empress and Death. And your mental energy is the Empress. Whoever you were connecting with in the past seems like... I'm going to hold that thought. I'm going to pull a little bit more before I say that. But the energy and connection between the both of you... You're in regret. Sorry to say it, but if this is not your reading, it's not going to resonate for you. But whoever this is for, you are deep in regret. And I'm going to pull more and see what happened between the two of you. It looks like... Oh, man. It looks like you started to prioritize what other people were saying about your connection versus what you actually felt about it. Yeah. Oh, man. I feel for you guys, because that's not a fun energy to be in, of like, I fucked up. You know, at least it's mature and it's accountable. You're taking accountability, but it sucks to go through that. Alright, so in the past... Oh, I didn't pull clarifiers for the future. I guess we'll get to that after. There's going to be a lot of energy here, so this is probably going to be a longer reading. The person you were connecting with in the past, you could have worked with this person with the Three of Pentacles. And yeah, and the Three of Pentacles, the Eight of Pentacles, Three of Cups. If you did work with this person, it's like the people that you worked with, whether it be the office or, you know, the group or whatever, other people knew there was something happening between the two of you. Most people didn't know what, but if the couple people you were confiding in were people that you were connected with at work, it just added to the chaos, because it added chaos inside and outside of the connection, so at work and outside of work. But the two of you it was a soul connection. It was very deep, is one way to put it, very intimate. When you guys were close, it was very intimate and very passionate. You guys are insanely attracted to each other. But all the stuff that happened, it was like the two of you, when it was just the two of you involved in the connection, were great. But the second other people got involved, it's like all hell broke loose. Quite literally, with the Ten of Wands in the Tower, it's like it went from amazing to the most unbearable thing on the planet. In existence is probably the best way to... It was like... It completely, like, flipped. Complete 180. And I think that's why it very abruptly ended. With the Tower here, the Tower is a complete crumbling down and destruction of everything that has been, and it's abrupt. It's a lightning striking the tower and everyone falling out of it when it's on fire. It's not a good energy. So I shouldn't say that. It's everything's good that happens to you, even if it doesn't seem like it in the moment. It's all for your best interest, but in that moment it seems like hell. It seems like everything has gone wrong that could go wrong, and to the worst degree. You know what I mean? So it ended very abruptly. And it seems like now in your present energy, it's a lot of anxiety, a lot of regret, a lot of feeling overwhelmed, and what the fuck do I do with this now? And how, if I meant to be with this person, how are we ever going to fix this? A lot of questions, a lot of confusion, a lot of anxiety. You're not able to sleep. I feel for you. Like that energy sucks. Normally, I don't do this, but after your little section here, I'm going to pull a section for your person, because if you're going through this monumental of a change, your person is also going, if it's your counterpart, your person is also going through a monumental change. And if this reading doesn't resonate at all for you, then please go find a different one. This is going to be very specific. And I know there's a collection of twin flames that are going through this type of energy right now. I don't know if you guys are familiar with the energy of twin flames. I'm sure you are if you watch a lot of readings and you're into spirituality, but there are clusters of twin flames. So clusters go through different things at different times. So whatever cluster of twin flames you're in, you're going to resonate with other twin flames at that vibration. So it's like groups. Think of it like groups. You have groups of twin flames. This group over here is suddenly just meeting each other and connecting. This group over here is going through their beautiful phase in the beginning where everything's perfect. This group over here is going through the phase where everything starts to fall apart. This group over here is in separation. They don't even talk to each other. And then this group over here is coming back into union because they've done their healing. So it depends what group you're in. Now, this group of twin flames that I've seen the energy for recently is in this separation phase of the healing. And it's not fun for either of you. So I know it seems like, even though you're filled with all this regret and all this sadness and all this anxiety, you're not alone in that energy. So take comfort in that. If you do need support and you do need some help, there's help out there for you. So definitely take advantage of that. Anyway, so like I said, I'm going to pull some energy for your person after, but your present energy, it's like you don't know your central energy. You can't stop thinking about how abruptly this ended in the past. And how quickly it just like poof, gone, like obliterated. And you feel like flabbergasted is probably the best word, and lost is another good word to put it. In your mental space, you again have the Empress with Justice, the King of Cups, and the Fool. Now, the Fool, a lot of people think fool is a bad word. It's not. If someone calls you a fool, or if you're being a fool, you're a very carefree, not really thinking about consequences or the future type of energy. So with that being in your mental space, it's almost like you feel like the feminine energy, again, feminine does not mean female. Make sure you make that, you know that distinction, because we all have masculine and feminine energy. And as divine counterparts or twin flames, you have both energies and you go through both processes of that healing. So at one point you'll be the divine masculine, at one point you'll be the divine feminine, and then eventually you come into union where you're both. And you're with your counterpart who is also both. That's what union means. You can't enter into union with your counterpart unless you come into union with the masculine and feminine inside yourself. So this person that you're perceiving in the past to have been in distorted feminine energy, you're looking at them like they'd made like a foolish move, or they made, like, how could they, if let's say they left you, how could this person leave so abruptly? Or if you left them, like you've shunned them out, you're looking at yourself like, how could I have done that? How could I have been so foolish? It's going to differentiate depending on how you resonate with this reading. But regardless of who left who or what happened, because that's all in the past, currently you're thinking about, okay, how can we fix this? With Justice, you're like, how can we balance the scales here? How can we, if I can pick up this card, how can we balance the scales here? I think you can see that. But yeah, there we go. How can we balance the scales? How can we bring that sword of truth and make right to the wrong of this situation? Both of us, because the scale is balanced. It's going to take two people. How can we fix it? In the King of Cups, you're like, okay, let me balance my emotions. Let me relax for a second. This is your mental space. How can I work on this? How can we work on this? What is the next step? That's where you are mentally. Now, in your heart space, you have the Hierophant, the Nine of Pentacles, and the Seven of Wands. Your throat chakra, you feel like there's truth that needs to be spoken. Maybe you didn't tell this person everything. Maybe, yeah, with that Seven of Wands, you were most likely very defensive toward this person because you were so focused on rebuilding yourself. Maybe you had gone through something recently had a loss, maybe somebody passed away, or maybe you transitioned jobs, or whatever it is for you where it really took a big chunk out of you. You were in the Nine of Pentacles energy, meaning you were very focused on yourself, which is not a bad thing. But when it's paired with the Seven of Wands, that's being focused on yourself and not really caring about other people. That enters into a selfish energy, which is unhealthy. So in your heart space, you are realizing that with the Hierophant, all you wanted was a commitment with this person, but you weren't ready. You weren't ready then, and now you're reflecting on that, and you're like, okay, maybe I was too standoffish to this person, and that's why I didn't want to communicate. Or that's why things, we couldn't work on certain issues because this person was very willing to communicate, but they're not an angel on this side because they were also, because you weren't communicating with them, they were communicating with other people, bringing other people into the connection, which is also unhealthy. You were doing the same thing, but I feel like it was more so on their end, which also is unhealthy, and they'll go through their own lessons for that. But currently in your heart space, you're reflecting on how you want a commitment with this person, you want to fix things, you want both of you to apologize to each other and work on it because you both fucked up in the connection. So the fact that you're in this level of regret and anxiety is a very big step. It's taking accountability. It's realizing, like, I should have done more, I shouldn't have done that. Really figuring out what the issues were, why they occurred, and how to fix them. So I can't wait to get to the future energy, but presently that's where you're at. That's your mental space and your heart space. Now your physical space, you have the Five of Swords with the Sun and the Magician. You are leaving a self-sabotaging energy, which I am very happy to see. That's what you were doing in the past, of how, like, you sabotage a good thing because of things in your mind, whether it be trauma or, fears that aren't really even happening, but you think they're going to happen, or not being confident in yourself. Like if you felt in the past that you couldn't communicate, or you didn't know how, or you're not used to it, or any of that, you would run from it in the past. But currently, you're realizing all of those things, realizing all of those things about yourself. Your throat chakra, it's like as you're realizing this stuff, you're wanting to say it. You're wanting to run to this person and be like, look, I realized why this happened. I realized why I do this. But then you're remembering, oh wait, I'm not talking to this person. Oh wait, all this stuff happened. I can't just run to them and say, hey, look what I remembered, or look what I figured out. Because you'd have to be ready to have that major conversation, and I don't think you're at that point yet. So in your current physical energy, you're realizing all those things, but you have the Sun and the Magician, so you're moving forward from that. You are healing it into a much brighter future, which I'm very glad to see. You're manifesting now. You're realizing that manifestation is a state of being. You have to believe in yourself and know how powerful you are, especially as a divine counterpart. Twin flames, divine counterparts, whatever you want to call it, they're some of the most powerful souls in existence. That's why they're a twin flame in the first place. Twin flames have gone through more than 90% of the population will ever go through in their entire life. And the reason for that is because you guys are the leaders of the energetic world. You guys, and at least in the physical plane, because in the 5D you have spirit guides and everything, but in the physical plane, you guys are the leaders, the spiritual leaders of the world. And to lead, you first have to fall. You know what I mean? You have to. a lot of people say you have to follow. So you could have been following the ways of the world, meaning like you were engaging in a lot of lower vibrational things, whether it be, sex addiction, drug addiction, porn addiction, anything like that. Those things aren't bad in moderation. Like, it's okay if you, drink here and there, if that's what you do. It's okay if you, smoke weed or you go out and party. Those things are okay in moderation as long as it's not your entire life. In the past, it was very out of balance. So spiritual leaders, twin flames, counterparts, all of that, they go through all of those terrible things, and they go through all these horrible things in their life, whether it be abuse, rape or molestation or anything, or all of the above. You go through all of that so you can heal it and learn from it and help other people who are currently going through those things. That's the whole point. It sucks when you're the one having to do all that healing work at the time, because it's fucking hard. It's really difficult, and you're feeling that now because you're finally addressing all of your inner work. You're finally doing your shadow work, which you should be extremely proud of yourself. First of all, a lot of people, when they look at the twin flame journey, they look at the one who runs as like an asshole, or someone that they try to put like the chaser on like a pedestal of like, wow, this person only ever wanted the connection, or they tried everything. And then they look at the runner versus someone who was like, oh, they just ran from the connection. They didn't want it. Like, they just didn't bother. They didn't try. They didn't communicate. They did all these things wrong, whatever. That's not real. That's an illusion. Both of you, if you're not in union, both of you are fucked up. So the fact that you're even taking accountability at this moment and fixing yourself and doing the shadow work, you have far surpassed anyone who's talking shit. First of all, because a lot of people like to talk about, the divine connection and how, like, it's toxic or they go through so much, and yet those people have never done any inner child healing or any trauma healing or anything like that. It's messy. It's very messy. So when you're presented with someone, your divine counterpart, who holds up a mirror, I can't grab that mirror, there's a candle on it, who holds up a mirror and reflects back, here's all the things you've been avoiding for the last 20, 30, 40, 50 years of your life. Face it all in the next couple years. That's a lot of work. And the people that are looking at that connection of the two of them showing each other their wounds and triggering those wounds, they're going to look at that connection and go, wow, those people are toxic together. They shouldn't be together. When in reality, you're pushing each other to be the best version of yourself that you can be. Who else is going to tell you the raw, unfiltered truth besides your twin flame? No one's going to look you in the face and be like, you do this because of this, this, and this that happened to you in your childhood, and that's why you treat people like this. That's unhealthy. Let me help you for it, or help you with it. Most people are going to look at you and be like, wow, I'm so sorry you went through that. I'm sure you're perfectly fine now. Like, no, I have a lot of issues that I need to fix. And your twin flame's going to call them out. So that's the whole point. Anyway, point I'm getting at is that's why you go through all of these things. That's why you're going through this period, is because you're finally doing your shadow work. You're finally doing the healing that 99% of the population will never do in their life because they don't have the courage to do it. So the fact that you are doing it, you should be extremely fucking proud of yourself, okay? Look at how far you've come. Look at your entire life, whoever you are. Go back and look at your entire life and look at a chronological order of events and just imagine it as a movie. I was actually doing this last night. What the heck was I watching? Spartacus. I love Spartacus, the show, and I rewatch it every year. And I love it because it shows the journey of the divine masculine, which is really cool. So if you like those type of shows, check it out. Anyway, I was watching that, and I remember thinking to myself, because this is what happens when you do shadow work and inner healing, and especially if you're on psychedelics, if you've ever done psychedelics, you do a lot of inner healing too. So what you do is you look at yourself from a third-party perspective, meaning like a bird's eye view of your life. You're not you, you're someone above yourself viewing everything. So like I said, take your whole life, look at it as a chronological movie or a TV series or whatever you want to do, and just watch it. And look at all the things that have happened to you and how they have perfectly orchestrated in your life for the best things to have happened to you. Every bad thing that happens to you is one of the biggest blessings of your life. You just don't see it yet because you're in that episode, but when you get 2 seasons down the road, then you're going to see that moment, even though it was horrible at the time, made 10 more amazing things happen in your life in the future. So that's the point of healing. Whole point that I'm getting at, long story short, because you're doing all of this healing, That's how you come into union with yourself. You learn to love yourself and accept yourself. All of you. Every version of you. Baby you. Child you. Teenage you especially. A lot of people forget about teenage you healing. People are like, oh, inner child healing. They think about like a 5 or 6 year old or the trauma you went through when you were very young. A lot of people forget about you as a teenager and young adult. That has some of the most prominent healing to do in your lifetime. Make sure you focus on that too. So once you get through all of that, you come into union with yourself, like I said, and only then can you come into union with your counterpart, because you first, it's as within, so without, as above, so below. You have to love yourself first before anybody else can love you. You have to love all of your demons and all of your trauma and all of your wounds before anyone else will love that about you. So that's for both of you. So that's your present energy. And look, it's monumental, the amount of work that you're doing. So please be proud of yourself, because I'm fucking proud of you. So yes, a lot of shit happened in the past and it was crazy between the two of you, but that doesn't mean you can't come back together. And as I'm saying that, you have the Knight of Cups, you have the Ace of Pentacles, and the Wheel of Fortune. So let me just talk about these for a minute. Apologize to each other, talk to each other, come with that emotion. Offer each other something stable, meaning, hey, we both fucked up, but I personally am ready to work on myself in this connection and not treat you how I did before, not treat myself how I did before. If both people can agree to do that, look at that. Look at that, Ace of Pentacles. And then with the Wheel of Fortune, all about divine timing. Divine timing is what it is actually says. It's divine timing, meaning you will not be brought together with this person until it is right. Meaning until you are right with yourself. And then there is nothing you can do that can stop you being with the person you're meant to be with. Look what came out again, the Ace of Pentacles. Regardless of, don't literally do this. I'm using a very exaggerated example. You could go punch 10 people in the face, and then all of those 10 people come to your person and go, this person's an asshole. They just walked up to me and punched me in the fucking face for no reason. And then your person's going to go, wow, I would never be with someone like that. 10 years down the line, whatever, a year down the line, 6 months, whatever, you could suddenly be married to that person, and because they're no longer that person anymore. And people can change. Don't go punch people. Don't accept somebody that punches people. I'm just using a funny example as an example. So it doesn't matter, what happens between the two of you. As long as it's a genuine divine connection, it can always come back together. Now, that's not an excuse for you to go out and abuse people or for people to abuse you. Absolutely not. Just saying that if you are genuinely meant to be with someone, they will never abuse you, and you will come back together, regardless of, how much you've argued or how much other people have I don't like your connection. Who gives a shit? It's not their connection. And they haven't done their own healing anyway. So, again, you could be waiting for notifications. Can I help you? Like I'm saying, you could be waiting for a message to come through. You might be waiting for this person to message you, but with this Three of Swords that just popped out, and you have the Six of Wands, I got confused because it shows up this on the other side. You have the Six of Wands, so you could be feeling like this person needs to come out and reach out to you. But don't think that way. Don't be like, well, this person needs to come to me, or, oh, I need to go to them. Don't do that. It doesn't matter who goes to who. When the time is right, you guys will come into communication. Whether you reach out, whether they reach out, it doesn't matter. You guys are going to come back into communication, however it's meant to be. Just don't focus on the how. The how is not your concern. The how, you surrender to spirit. You surrender to God. You be like, I don't know how this is going to happen, but I trust you, and I know that it's going to happen, so I'm just going to chill out in the meantime and do my own healing. That's all you can do. You can't force this person to go through their own healing. You can't force this person to reach out to you. Don't be waiting around for them to reach out to you, or don't be stressing out all like this about, how am I going to reach out to them? How am I going to do this? How are we going to fix this? What are we going to do? Don't do that. The only thing you need to do is your own inner healing. Just completely focus on that, and you two inevitably, if you're divine counterparts and you're meant to be together, will come back together. So that's my time, because my camera shuts off at 30 minutes, and we're at 29. Yeah. I literally don't have time to do more than that, so this is all the messages that you were meant to receive. If you would like more information on this, because I know there was more I wanted to get into, you can book a personal reading with me. And if you viewed this Taurus reading, I'm going to give you a discount on personal readings because, like I said, there's more I want to talk about here. So let's say if you want to book a half hour with me, it's typically 80. I'm going to do it for 60. If you want to do an hour reading with me, that's typically, I think, 140. I'll only do it for 100 because I want to help you guys with this situation. So if you viewed this reading, want the discounted personal reading, send me an email. And don't do it through my website because I can't do it that way. Send me an email, esotericinsightyt@gmail.com, and say, hey, I viewed your Taurus reading. I'd like my discounted reading about this situation. And I 100% got you because there's more I wanted to talk about. So thank you for watching. I appreciate it. Fucking proud of you. Be proud of yourself, please. Be proud of your person because they're also doing their own inner work. And know and have faith that who you are truly meant to be with, you will be with. It will happen. You don't have to worry about how, when, why. Just know and believe in yourself that it will happen. And that's the best thing you can do. So thank you for watching. I appreciate it. And have a great day. Hello, how's it going? So I'm Ben. And I wanted to do a quick message for you guys with the Taurus reading because I know, like I said, I didn't really have time to get into the future, so I'm gonna do that now because I know not everyone can afford a personal reading, so I'm just gonna do it now before I go out and get some food. So I'm gonna post some quick messages for you guys. I'm gonna try to just put it in at the end of the Taurus reading. If not, I'll just post it as a second reading and then just link it or something. I'll tell you guys like what I end up doing about it, but yeah, so this is gonna be part 2, basically. Very quickly, just a quick message about the future. What? Can I help you? You're supposed to go this way. So you already had the Wheel of Fortune and the Six of Wands pop out for your future. We had talked about the Wheel of Fortune in your reading about how it doesn't matter when something happens, when it happens for you is when it's meant to happen for you. You don't have to worry about the how, you don't have to worry about the why. Just know that if something is meant for you, it's going to happen. Oh yeah, not even using this mic, I could probably just move it. I kind of just like turned on my phone. I didn't even plug in the mic or anything because, like I said, I was going to go get something to eat, but it didn't feel right leaving the reading like that unfinished, just because my camera time ran out. So, alright, you got the Nine of Pentacles pop out. Making sure I do some good shuffling. Make sure it's all good. Okay. And the Four of Wands. Like I said, you guys are divine counterparts. You have nothing to worry about. And, bro, I just picked up my clarifying deck, and you got the Four of Wands on the bottom of the deck. So I'm just gonna put that over here. Like I said, you guys are gonna be coming into union. You have the Six of Swords, the Hanged Man, the Knight of Pentacles. Okay, so currently, like we had said, you're in this energy of the Hanged Man where you're thinking, you're like, how can I fix this situation? Or how are we gonna come back together? Or how is this gonna work out? You don't have to worry about the how. It's going to happen, okay? Just remain in your own healing. Focus on your own journey. It's going to happen. Sorry, I kind of threw that down. I'm hungry, so I'm, like, ready to go. But I also think this is your energy for the future. You're like, let's go. Like, I'm ready to get this done. I'm ready to move forward. I'm ready to heal this thing and finally start our life, you know? Okay. Nine of Pentacles, and then the Six of Swords. So slow and steady movement. Very passionate. You guys are passionate right now. You're like, I'm ready to go. I want to work on this thing. I want to, you know, fix this. Excuse me. But you're also being very smart, practical, grounded. You're like one step at a time. We don't have to rush this. You know, we have our whole lives together to figure this out. So, love that. Now, let's actually pull clarifiers for the cards that came out. I'm going to take this back. Okay, because the cards that you have are the Wheel of Fortune, the Six of Wands, the Nine of Pentacles, and the Four of Wands. So, let's see. Cool, cool. Let me see if I can just show you guys the cards real quick. Hello. This is close up here. Oh god, I almost dropped you. Okay, so that's what we got. I think you can see that. Hope you can see that. Okay. It's not even on my tripod. It's just I have it. I have like a little stand on the back of my phone. It's just propped up. So anyway, your future energy, like I said, all the healing that you guys are going through currently, all the inner work that you're doing, all of it, it is more than gonna pay off in the future. Okay, especially not just within yourself, but the connection that the two of you share. It's gonna be night and day. Like, it's gonna completely change the dynamic of your connection for the better. So not only are you guys gonna appreciate each other and your differences, you're gonna love the different quirks that each other have. You're gonna love like the different interests that you guys have. You may think like, wow, I never would have gotten into that, but then you suddenly realize that it's something that you like. Like, I fucking love video games, you know what I mean? So it's something I'm extremely good at. And whoever, you know, whoever I end up with in life, right? I'm not going to name any, there's no point in naming shit, but whoever I end up with in life, maybe they don't like video games, and they're like, wow, this is actually really fun. And I'm like, I told you, you know? So, or maybe you're a huge, like, bookie. You love to read everything. You have a library that could marvel, like, a university. You know what I mean? Maybe you're a huge reader, you know, and you're like, damn, like, I hope the person I end up with really likes reading. But why should you hope for that? You should hope for somebody who treats you how you deserve to be treated. And then the tiny little things like their interests, you guys can grow in those together. Maybe you'll end up liking reading. I mean, they'll end up liking reading as much as you do. Maybe they won't. Maybe they have another passion that they're also very excited about that you end up liking. It doesn't matter, like, if you guys have small differences in interests, or those things are nuances. It doesn't matter. What matters is you're with someone who treats you how you deserve to be treated, who loves you, who you love, and you treat them how they deserve to be treated, and you want to spend your life together. Everything else can be figured out. So don't sweat too much about that. The reason I'm talking about that is because you guys are gonna appreciate each other in every way, meaning even all the ways that you're different. You're gonna love, you know, all the wounds that each other have, how much you've healed the wounds within yourself. You're gonna be there to help each other heal more wounds within yourself. Like, you're no longer gonna be shunning the other person because of their wounds or because of the healing that they still have left to do. That's not gonna happen anymore, which I'm very glad to see. You guys are going to learn how to communicate openly, effectively. It's truly going to transform. Like, this energy is going to do a 180 in a beautiful way. It's going to, remember how when you guys first connected, because when divine counterparts, I meant to say parts. I don't know. Your throat chakra is going through a lot of weird shit right now. When divine counterparts first connect with each other, it can be very, very fun, right? Very funny, very like lighthearted, and very silly. And you guys are just in a great energy, you know. And then World War 17, it all blows up in your face, right? But in the future that we're talking about here, you guys are going to go back to that beautiful energy. But instead of it being fleeting like it is in the beginning, it's going to be everlasting. So that's the whole point of going through all of this healing and this whole process and all of this inner work and handling all these issues and all the things you've dealt with since you were a child and all of it. The whole point is for your happiness, your happily ever after. So that's your future energy. That's literally what I am looking at. Wow, hello again. That's close. Okay? So be proud of yourself, you know. Know that better is coming, okay? Continue doing your healing. Continue focusing on you. Thank you for watching the second part if you did, especially if it's linked in a separate video. If not, thanks for sticking around through the end of the video. But yeah, I just wanted to do a quick little bonus for you guys for the end of the reading, because I know my camera wasn't allowing me to record any further. So Thank you. I hope you have a great day. I hope that at least made you laugh when I said counterparts instead of counterparts. That made me fucking laugh. I'm gonna laugh about that for like the next hour by myself. I'll be driving and just laughing. But yeah, that's what I have for you. Thank you. I appreciate it. And have a great day. Goodbye.